Yo, 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 I'm your host.
DJ Rell Life.
Here with Cisco. What's going on,
Yes,
Cisco?
sir.
Mr.
All good, man. I mean, it's not all perfect, man. This quarantine shit got a nigga fucked up, but nah, it is what it is. You have to roll with it. Got my boy, Red over here, Mr. Flynt.
Mr. Flynt, what's going on, man?
What up, baby? What's happening?
How you holding up with everything that's going on, man?
I'm good, man. I'm good, and I'm hoping everybody else is good. Everybody else in their fam is good.
Good. That's good to hear, man. This is the Rellcast. Glad you guys we finally can hook up, man. I've been wanting to get to your place for a minute, you know what I'm saying? But hey, we here now. We can do it here.
I know.
Yeah,
we can do it here, man. Timing is always unpredictable, but it's always good when we get together.
Right, no doubt. All right, man. So
Hey, so how's it been going? I have something. I want to get straight to something, man. What y'all think about these battles that's been going on and shit on Instagram? Let's start with the funny one. Let's start with the what's my man name with Babyface and
Teddy Riley.
Yeah, the battle last night, Teddy Riley and Babyface, man. What y'all think about that battle?
No, let's start with the first day.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Just like what Faith said, though. I mean, what Teddy Riley said, man. A lot of them entertainer dudes or whatever not real familiar on live. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of other people who be on this shit all day, every day ain't familiar with it. You know?
Right.
So, what the expectations, what he wanted to do was give the people something bigger. And IG and them have this thing with how they operate, and they fell victim to it as well last night.
Yeah, let's keep it up.
Even when he changed up.
Yeah, they wasn't expecting it. It was 4 million viewers last night,
and then it was 500,000 actually on.
Right,
and it was no, but it was 4 million. Like
yeah, it's 4 million total.
Between getting kicked off,
right?
Between getting kicked off, this, that, and the third. Because my wife, she jumped on her iPad, and I was doing something. So I tried to grab my phone. My phone was frozen. I couldn't do it from my phone. So I had to grab my iPad. And then my iPad let me get in.
Yeah, if you wasn't on from the beginning, they wasn't letting you get in.
You probably wasn't going to get on.
Yeah, see, I was on when it first started at 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and I was like 5 minutes after, and I couldn't even jump on the phone.
So to IG defense, they wasn't prepared for that.
Actually, I don't. I won't. I'm gonna blame IG for one reason, and IG has been doing it to DJs and everybody for weeks. When you start playing all of these hits and all of this music through the system, you know what I mean?
Red, you there?
Hello.
And I don't think their system or their algorithms could tell, even though it was Teddy Riley and Babyface playing music, they were kicking them off because of that same copyright.
No,
and these niggas own them.
I don't think
though it's their own music.
Yeah, I don't think they was doing that to them. Like, they was doing that to me and regular DJs. They was knocking me out. And they'll show you a sign telling you, like, if you don't own this music, we're going to knock you out. I think with them, I think it was more of whatever they was doing, Wi-Fi wise or whatever, or just IG itself. I don't think it's a copyright because most of that music, like Babyface, I'm pretty sure owns most of that music that he's wrote and produced.
He owns it, both of them.
Yeah, and Teddy as well. So it wasn't
copyright.
that. Yeah, it wasn't that. It's just that they just couldn't handle the amount of traffic that was coming in there.
Well, you know what?
That's big.
It's epic. Yeah. And it's an epic moment. It's not like TV where they broadcast to hundreds of millions and TV ain't going to do that to you.
Right.
I don't think they expected it either.
No, because if you think about it,
it was an epic moment.
It was big, and the IG owner probably don't even know who the hell these two are. You know what I'm saying? So they wasn't expecting that.
Nah, it was an epic moment, and it was an epic moment for black music. epic moment for history, and it was something that unified the world. Like 4 million people is a lot.
It is.
And I'm pretty sure they were from all over. And 4 million is a lot. And in these quarantine times, shut the hell up. In these quarantine times, my bad, that's my dog. In quarantine time, you gotta take all of this into account, where it just took people into a place where they could relax. Took them back to some good moments and good points in their life.
So Cisco,
I think that's the purpose of this verses.
Yeah. So Cisco, what were you saying, Cisco? About, you were saying something?
No, I'm listening. I'm listening to what
okay.
Yeah, when we dealing with anything technology at this point, it's happened with me with the DJ set. Anything it's unpredictable, man. And Teddy Riley was saying it. It's just all unpredictable.
Yeah.
But I like the fact of they kept it classy, and we got through it. And I think that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Yeah, like
we witnessed history again.
Yeah, at some point I just stopped keeping score because it was like, you know what, man, this is great music. This was to me the best verses so far. Like, it was no need to even keep score.
You know how I felt that way about when we was watching the battle with
Rell and Premier.
Yeah, it got to the point, man. I really don't give a shit, man. Who's winning?
Yeah,
this shit is, like you said, Red. This shit is epic, bro. This shit is off the chain, bro. I was like, that shit put a big ass smile in my face.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that battle later too. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that battle later too.
You know what I'm saying? Like that shit is just fuck the points at that moment.
So what did y'all think about the battle last night between Teddy and Babyface? What did y'all think about that battle?
I thought that was great.
I like when they talk about how the records came about.
I love the stories.
And they be like, I remember we was in tours, and I had these young artists. I like how they break the history behind the records in between the set.
I love the stories. Like, I don't know if you guys heard it where Babyface was talking, and he was talking to Teddy, and he said he got a call from Michael Jackson, and he asked Babyface, do you know Halle Berry? And he said, yeah, I know Halle Berry. He wanted to take Halle Berry out on a date. So he was like, I don't know what she said, but I know she probably said something like this. And he played the Tony Braxton Love Should Have Brought You Home last night. The way he put that together, that was like genius. It was crazy. Yeah.
So, I mean, amongst telling these stories and introducing the records, they were entertaining at the same time. So it was real epic.
So did you?
Hey, I learned something last night though.
What's that?
If you learn from this shit, I didn't know that Teddy Riley produced Keith Sweat's first album.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
I knew that.
Yeah, he did. I did. I knew
both
that too.
From Harlem. They both from Harlem. Yep. So I knew that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that shit.
Yeah, I knew that.
Damn, I learned something.
And I was a kid back then when that came out. I was really young, but even back then I always checked the credits. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you heard him in the background. He was like, "Yep." Like he made it known it was him.
Yeah, It was also a history lesson. So when you get the newer generation on, they get to hear from some of the great producers in music and kind of see how they think and how they approach music.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that with the rematch that Teddy actually had a chance to do it again, play his music. Because, the couple of nights before, he was the talk of the town. He was memeing, and if you're young, them young cats don't know about him. They kind of just think he a joke. But when he played that music last night, it's like, okay, damn, he did.
That's true too.
He did Heavy D. He did Keith Sweat. Man, he did all it. Like, okay, this guy, he's something to reckon with. Because I felt like a lot of people was doubting this man because of Babyface. Obviously, Babyface is a legend in himself. You know what I'm saying? Like, he may have had bigger records, but Teddy ain't no pushover.
It's funny that you say that. My wife had pulled up some statistics. I don't have them with me, but Babyface got more Grammys, but their hits, I think they're like 20 plus each. 20 to 30. One got like 30 something. The other one got like 20 something. Number one.
Yeah, so it's not owned by a lot.
It's not.
I think that Babyface. I think Babyface, like, because he did End of the Road, and that was a smash. Like that went like, if I'm not mistaken, 19 to 20 weeks at number one. So he may have the edge on Teddy on that.
I think it broke Elvis' record.
Right. So something like that, he would have the edge. But
for being number
and that's
one.
crazy. You know what I'm saying?
And then I think Boys to Men joint that he did came and knocked that off.
No, that's Boys to Men. End of the Road.
I mean, I'm sorry. Then the other joint, they got I don't know if it was one of their joints before that, and then he just followed it up with Boys to Men.
Oh, you know what it was? So, I think it was he did End of the Road, and then I'll Make Love to You. That was the one that was a big hit. So
he played that one too.
So other than those those records, and he has many more. There wasn't a big. I just think that Babyface was more popular than Teddy, because Babyface did movie scores and movies. Teddy just kind of just stayed doing music.
Well, yes, I would say yes and no. I think what most people see is Babyface owns his lane. Period. Like, I don't think there's nobody in Babyface lane that does it better. So when you look at that, Teddy Riley does, like he kept saying, I'm in the clubs. So Teddy was giving you other types of things to go along with it. But I think the biggest part for me, and I thought the best part as far as acknowledging each other's talents, is when Babyface talked to him about how much Michael Jackson loved him.
Yeah. And
when he gave that up publicly, that showed me how much respect Babyface has for Teddy Riley.
Right. They had respect for each other, even though he was, sending him subliminal shots during the whole battle. He had
to, man. That's the fun part.
And it was hilarious
too.
That's
the fun part.
It was hilarious. But I'm gonna go back to what you just said. I agree with it a little bit. Like, when you heard a Babyface record, it was Babyface. And the edge that he may have on Teddy Riley is, not only is he a great producer, he's a great songwriter. To me, I told Cisco, I think he may be the greatest songwriter in R&B. That's just my opinion.
I won't disagree with that. But, and that's what I said. I think he owns that lane.
Right. So that was his lane. He every time Teddy kept going back to the clubs, he kept going back to the bedroom. But what I'll say about Teddy is, Teddy created his own genre. New Jack Swing is a genre that he created.
Babyface said that too. So
and Face can't touch that.
All the credit, right? And you got to see all the credit and accolades that he gave Teddy. But I think that's what made this great, because one said, "You inspired me, and I looked up to you."
Right.
And then the other one says, "I love how you do your thing, though, and you brought us the New Jack Swing." Like, and he said, "I was watching."
Right.
So that and ultimately saying we keep each other on our toes.
Right.
So, as we say in the hip hop world, iron sharpens iron. And I think after a certain point, that's what they kept doing, and that's what the greats do. That's what music is about. Subliminally, I always tell people, we always battle subliminally when we do music. Even though you inspire me.
Nature of it.
Right.
Correct. Even though you inspire me, I gotta try to outdo what you do.
Yes,
and it's the same thing with DJing. There's so many DJs that I look up to that inspire me while I do it, and even when I'm in the club, some of my favorite DJs, and I'm watching you. I'm not hating, I'm watching like, damn, this nigga shut me down. Like, oh my God, he's taking me here. So when I jump on, it's like, okay.
Man, it's
this nigga's getting busy like this.
It's friendly competition. That's all it is. And I think that's important. That's important for the younger generation to watch. Who you have, two legends that's been in the music business probably for over 40-something years, and they still have music that still plays and still lasts to the test of time. Like, you still can play it. You play in the club playing on the radio right now is going to pop off. Like, and that's important that the young people see.
But that's what it is. Speaking of that, the level of music is so, in my opinion, is so low that where's the bar set for the generation of music today? Like, who sets the bar?
For them, it would be Drake.
What are you going after?
For them, it would be Drake.
What are you going after? Okay, so we say Drake. But everybody's not making music like Drake. Drake, listen, Drake is an entertainer, bro. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't just want to call him a rapper. He's a fucking entertainer.
Yeah.
You know, and you hear it in his music. But if that is the standard, why are we getting all of this same shit that sounds the same? You know, everything's sounding the same. So everybody want to be like Amigos. Everybody want to be like Future. Everybody want to be like this. And I'm like, okay, but where's the standard? Where's the bar at?
Well, for that,
play this.
For that, you blame
20 years ago.
For that, you blame labels. You blame, you know,
people.
The A&Rs are done. There are no A&Rs. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the problem. Like, the label just want to hear what's popular.
There was a time that they took the A&Rs plant that seed to what we have now. And I think all this shit too, it's not just that. The technology have made artists and producers today. This is going to sound crazy, but it's so what kind of like lazy.
Yeah.
Because they want to depend on 808s and auto-tune.
That's it. So if I'm a young
person. You know, like.
Go ahead.
So, you know, like, it's funny because ironically today, I made a post about the auto-tune. Stop hiding your talent behind the auto-tune.
Well, that's because people want to sing and can't sing.
That's the style. That's the style.
Yeah, but you know what though? I've heard some of these young rappers, and I know how to like block somehow the auto tune, and I could tell these motherfuckers can rap.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're confident enough to let that shit go, man. The auto tune, you know, and that's why all this shit sounds the same.
It used to be a time where you could not do a record.
They're not playing bass lines and shit.
No.
They're following the same old pattern.
They get the same kits with the beats, the same, like you said, the 808s, the same auto-tune. But it was a time where you couldn't even put a record out if you couldn't sing. Now, that's the style to put a record out when you can't sing, you sound off-key. They be off on the beat. Like, that's actually the style to do it. And like I said earlier, the A&Rs who to be there, they to be attached to the streets. Like, so they knew what to go back and tell the labels. The A&Rs are gone. So the label just like, look, we want you to sound like Lil Uzi Vert. Do the same thing that Kevin Gates is doing. Do the same thing that Migos is doing. Like, that's what it is. And these kids don't know. These kids just be in their closet, just record, and just put it on YouTube or whatever, and that's it. Because they're hearing what everyone else is doing.
And it's sad because, like, when you hear an album like Jada's last album, like, damn, it's not appreciated because these motherfuckers are stuck on this new sound.
Right.
His streams was real low. His streams. And it's because of that shit. It doesn't sound like everybody else shit.
Well, the
kid,
I'm gonna take that a step further.
Go ahead.
And I'm gonna blame that on DJs. You know, we got a responsibility. You know, as DJs, we have a high responsibility like we always have. And Cisco, you remember I asked Doo-Wop this question. Remember when we did the interview with Doo-Wop?
Shout out to Doo-Wop.
Yeah, right.
And I said to him, you know, what happened to the responsibility of the DJ? You know, breaking these records and making sure that this hot music is getting played and getting out to the people. And like he said, the corporate got their hands on it. And once corporate got their hands on the mentalities of DJs, it changed.
Yeah.
And it changed a lot. And if you're going to pay a DJ XYZ amount of money more than that he would normally get, he's going to play this record whether it's garbage or not.
And that's definitely part of it. But we gotta look at it like this as well. Let's be real. It's good. I like Jadakiss is one of my favorite artists. I didn't too much and didn't dig the last project. That's just my opinion. But Red, if you go DJ a party, if I go DJ a party, they're not gonna want to hear Jadakiss.
No, but that's not the point. But okay, good point, bro. But he may not have too many club joints, which is understandable if you listen to the album.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a grown, mature Jada.
Yeah.
But it's a good album. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, with all this live and technology, why these DJs ain't going in like, yo, if you ain't got this tape, you know, if you ain't check out this Jada Kiss, let me give y'all a little taste and start, you know, you use it to play and put all of this other crazy shit on it, but you're not using it to put the good shit on.
Right, I agree.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, like
we going on. Right, we still can jump on and be like, "Yo, Jadakiss got this new album, some hot joints. Give the people a little taste. Yo, go check it out, boom, and then let the people judge for themselves." But DJs ain't even doing that.
Yeah,
because what DJs today are trying to do is they want to feed off the independent world. See, this is what the game has done. And what they did was saying, okay, we can eliminate the A&R, like Cisco said. There is no more A&Rs. Let's eliminate the A&Rs in music. Okay? And once we eliminate these A&Rs, what we're going to do is, the technology is here. Dude can go in his bathroom, record a record, come right back out, and it's on SoundCloud. No mix, no master, no nothing.
And he's just going to put it out.
And just put it out. Like, there's no rhyme or reason. So what they say is, we going to take a net, like we go out in the ocean and fish and take a net, scoop out a net full of fish, and then we just want to take the best out of this bunch and throw the rest back. And this is how they find the music.
But this is the problem too. This is the thing too. A DJ job was to break a record. DJs are no longer breaking records. They're scared, and a lot of them, you know, due to, like you said, corporate management, a lot of them are forced to play only what's popular. And the thing is, they have, a lot of people don't know, you know, they have a certain age group who they try to cater to.
Correct. As you should.
Right. As you should, because that's who's going to support you. That's where your money's going to come in.
Correct.
So they're not trying to support us. They're looking at, you know, anywhere between a 6-year-old through maybe 20 something. That's what they're aiming at. Like when people are going to work in the morning, they're not going to play Redman or Nas or Jadakiss or any of these lyrical guys that we love. They're going to play stuff for kids because they're on their way to school. It caters to kids. Same thing, 12 o'clock. Same thing, 5 o'clock. That's more our lane. But even still, you're going to hear some of the mixes of the younger audience. So, you know, Red, I know you done did it. I done went to some parties and stuff and played some stuff that I think they might like, but because they never heard of it, they may give you a look. They give you a screw face. And this is my thing. And this is my thing too, which I never will understand. You wake up in the morning, right? You're getting ready to go to work. You turn on the radio, the same songs. You get in your car. You turn on the radio, the same songs. You at work, in your cubicle, listen to the radio, the same songs. You leaving work in your car, playing the same songs. On the weekends, you go to the club, you're playing the same songs.
And what is it? The program.
Let me ask you a
question.
I don't understand
let me ask you a question. So let me ask you a question. So in the radio station, they don't even want to have a slot for the J. Coles and shit like that. Rappers that type of caliber, you know, that do the MC and shit like that.
Well, J. Cole is a part of the new generation, so they're gonna play him. He caters to young college kids. So people like the new golden era is Cole, Drake, Kendrick, Wale. Those are for the younger audience, so they're gonna play them. Like they ain't got no slot for a DMX, a Redman, a Nas, a Big L. They don't have no slot for them unless like let's say Hot 97 when Rosenberg plays it at night, something like that on the radio. You got to listen to this stuff on the XM radio or somewhere else. Like they're not gonna play this on the mainstream radio.
Which most kids don't have. Most kids don't have XM radio.
No, they're just gonna.
A lot of them ain't driving.
They're not going.
A lot of them ain't driving. Yeah. They ain't got XM radio, so you're right. And it's still for the adults. The game hasn't changed as far as who's gonna buy music. That hasn't changed.
No.
After a certain age, you stop buying records unless you just a diehard.
Right. Unless you're a diehard fan, you're gonna get it right.
Yeah, but wait, hold on. I got something to say against that, cuz.
Okay.
You don't have to buy records anymore.
That's my point. You're not saying nothing against it. You're actually proving my point.
So like when Jadakiss album came out, that shit had 19,000 streams only the first week. That's sad. And then you hear people complaining. Motherfucker, you complaining, play this shit.
Right.
And give them in the streams. It's free. So you don't have to go out no more and buy it. Now just press the button and play the fucking album. You know who did it?
That? Oh, that was the audience.
Okay. My bad. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is that? Did Cisco go to the train station?
Yeah. Are you not entertained?
Yeah.
The audience is showing love.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's like damn if you do, damn if you don't, because the shit is free now.
Okay.
And I don't want to hit you if you got kids, because there's always a little time for something somewhere when you're driving.
It is. Okay. I can address that. And tell me what you think about what I'm about to say. Because you have the freedom to download music. You have all of these things, and you say, why they not playing Jadakiss? Let me ask you a question. Outside of your true hip-hop heads, how much love does Jadakiss get? It goes back to what Rell was saying. When you get in your car, you hear the same song. When you get it, same song. You do that, same song. By this time, Jadakiss is nowhere in none of these mixes for years.
Not at all. Unless it's some of his old stuff. But and the thing is, he doesn't make. In the past, he has, but he doesn't make anything right now.
Commercial.
Right. He could they could have played Me on the radio, but they're not gonna play it.
Yeah.
And Me is a dope record. Me came out months ago, and it's a dope record, but they're not gonna play it. Nope.
They're not even playing the one with him and Rose, which is another good record.
Yeah, they're not playing it. Like people look at him, like even though he is a top tier MC, and he has a little popularity to him. These young kids are gonna look at him as like he's old. He's one of the old miggity figgity lyrical miracle guys.
That's exactly what it is. So the people have been programmed to listen to a certain style of music.
Yeah.
And it's funny you say that, because when I was saying that, a lot of people our age, a lot of them like they be bumping the new shit, and I'm kind of like brainwashing the new sound. I see that happen.
Yeah.
You're gonna see it happen because I say it over and over again. The first time I might hear a record, I'd be like, yo, this shit is garbage. And then I hear it over and over and over. And next thing you know, I know the words, and I don't even know how. I don't even know how I know the words because I don't play it.
Yeah, if you hear the same song 20 times a day, you're gonna love it eventually.
Absolutely. Or it's gonna just grow on you, and then you learn how to tolerate it. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of songs like that. And then when I DJ, well, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I got records in the crate that I would never play on my own.
Same here.
Ever.
Same here.
Ever. But because I'm looking at this crowd at this party, I love using this guy because he's won all kind of awards and sold all kind of records. This old country road shit, I love using this as that. I hate that fucking record. I swear to God. But I know the fucking words. I know. And every kid party that I did when that record first came out,
you had to play it. I did the same thing.
They asked for it.
You had to play
they asked for it.
I had adults asking me to play that song.
That too, depending on what bar or what lounge or what spot I'm playing in. Absolutely. So it's like, all right. And then I got to tolerate it. Before you know it, I actually know the words to the record.
I always say,
hey, it goes back to what I was saying. Mm-hmm. You have adults asking for this new shit too. And I'm saying people, they're like, I had a motherfucker tell me yesterday that the Chronic's not a classic. Yeah,
I would have smacked him though.
Nah, he ain't even worth.
Honestly, I would have smacked him. I would have said, listen, I don't want to. I would have told him I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Hey, I'm trying to block his ass on Facebook.
That's all you gotta do.
Just dog. And I said, you know what? I ain't even gonna go there, man. These motherfuckers are
look. All you do is what LeBron did. The press conference. Remember when LeBron in the press conference picked up his bag and walked away? That's all you do.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, it's time to go.
Some niggas ain't worth arguing about.
You know, that's like me saying that Jay-Z's first album, Reasonable Doubt, is not a classic. Just because for me, it's not his best. But I know it's a classic.
Yeah.
I can't say it's not a classic. I know that's a fucking classic.
Because Jay-Z is one of the few artists when dropping their first album, which we have a lot of artists in the game's first album is probably their best, their classic. Jay-Z was the only one. Excuse me. Okay. Let me not say the only one. Let me not say the only one, but Jay-Z is one of the few artists that got better with time. Most artists on their first album gives you everything they got. Their heart, their soul, everything, the hunger. And once you hear that, and then your success balloons, it's hard to duplicate that hunger because now you eating.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the more you eat, the less you're hungry.
Hey, speaking of classics. Yeah, speaking of classics, man, what y'all thought about that Primo and RZA battle? What y'all thought about that?
I thought it was an epic moment in hip hop. So if you are a hip hop fan, now notice what I'm getting ready to say. If you are a hip hop fan, the appreciation on that is through the roof. And that was another one I said, I'm not keeping score.
Let me tell you something.
I'm just rolling with it.
Let me tell you something. I was keeping score because I didn't like Cisco. No, Primo, me and him go back and forth. I say Primo is the best hip hop producer of all time. We go back and forth. He's my favorite.
Okay.
I didn't say same thing with the Teddy Riley Babyface battle. I did not like how they was coming at RZA saying he was going to get washed. Now, I thought Primo was going to – yeah, a lot of people were saying RZA was going to get washed. And I didn't like that. And I ain't going to lie, I thought that RZA was going to beat him. But RZA put on a better show because some of the records that Primo picked wasn't good compared to the records that RZA picked. I don't understand some of his
because I don't think they were trying to take each other's heads off.
RZA was. RZA was trying to take his head off.
Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Let's do it. Let's do it this way.
RZA ain't come to play.
A lot of the comments and things that people thought that he was going to get washed was due to the fact that, like you said, Primo is a lot of hip hop connoisseurs' favorite producer or thinks he's the best. And to me, it's really not an argument. I mean, you can really have debates about other people when it comes to straight hip hop production. You understand what I'm saying? Primo's catalog is so wide and so big that, like I said, I don't think he wanted to take the RZA's head off. But then again, the RZA, I don't think wanted to take Primo's head off. It's just RZA could only give you what he gave you.
No.
Outside of Wu-Tang's music, okay.
Yeah, he only did. That's the thing. That's the difference. Like, he only did Wu music, while Primo did Gangstar, Jay-Z, Big L, M.O.P., Christina Aguilera. But
that's my point.
The selection that RZA picked was better than Primo's, and even though Primo range is bigger because he worked with more artists, RZA got bigger hits. I'm just gonna keep it
let me put it to you this way. Let's put it this way. Because what the Wu did in the 90s, especially in the early part, is epic. I mean, that shit changed hip hop. It changed hip hop the way that NWA changed hip hop. It changed hip hop. It changed the sound. It changed the gulliness. It just changed hip hop.
Dirty, boy.
And it was just so gully. And Primo didn't produce for that. Primo had set the, once again, I go back to setting the standard. The standard was so set so high that if nobody came out with something totally different like the Wu, you were going to be stuck with dealing with the Diddies, the RZAs, the this, the that, and the third. You understand what I'm saying? So when I say to people right now, you want a classic hip hop beat, what producer you going to pick, Rell?
What are you talking about, like in 2020 or back in the 90s?
Yeah, period. Even today. I mean, okay, let's go back then.
Let's keep it with,
with the people we talk about. Okay, let's talk about the 90s, from 90s to the mid 2000s. What hip hop producer would you pick?
Oh, you going at the Preem? You know, Preem is probably will be on your top list. But let's say this.
Preem will be one on your top.
Let's say this. Both of them are in top fives. They're in top five.
Okay.
Plain and simple.
Right. Now, who would you pick if you wanted a party joint?
In the 90s or just now?
The 90s or now. Because there's only one nigga that's really still giving you the business with that type of sound. And that's Diddy.
Diddy ain't doing it now, but back then, yeah, Diddy back then was the
man. Diddy, okay. So you would have go to Diddy. And then if you wanted some gully street shit, who was you going to?
RZA. Gully street
it's
stuff.
kind of confusing because you had Havoc, you had Primo.
Yeah.
Did you just have Havoc?
Yes, absolutely.
Did you just say Havoc?
Hell yeah, for street stuff. I would think.
It depends what you're looking for on the album and on the record. You know what I'm saying? That's why it's kind of like.
I'm gonna be real.
Depends what you're looking for. You want street records? You can't go wrong.
I don't think I would go to RZA for a street record though. I would go I would go to Havoc before I go for a street record. I wouldn't go.
Absolutely not.
I wouldn't go to RZA for a street record.
No, but they're all guarded. It depends on what you're looking for.
He got some grimy in the basement records. Yes.
Could somebody give me? I won't even go as far as saying 10, but give me 5 top Havoc produced joints off your head.
5 top Havoc productions?
I didn't answer your question.
Yeah, give me 5.
Okay.
5 Havoc produced records.
You ready?
Off your head.
You ready?
I'm not gonna give it to you. I'm gonna be honest.
Go ahead, Cisco. I can do it, but go ahead, Cisco.
I'm ready.
You want me to say?
No, I'm not gonna. I ain't saying shit.
Oh, I'll do it. Okay, you ready? You ready?
Yeah.
Shook Ones.
I knew you were gonna say that shit.
This is just top of the dome. Shook Ones.
Yeah.
Survival of the Fittest.
Mm-hmm.
Hell on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Drop a gem on them.
Mm-hmm.
What's the joint they had on the other? But I think Alchemist did that record. Drink Away the Pain.
The one you talking about? Are you talking about Quiet Storm too?
Bam! Right. You
want those Quiet Storm in there too?
You can.
Throw it in there.
You can, but you see what I'm saying? Like,
okay,
Havoc.
Right.
And we're gonna get back to Havoc later. But Havoc is by far, I think, if not the, or one of the most underrated producers out there ever.
Now that comment, I'll agree with.
But if I'm going for a street record,
I will definitely agree.
If I'm going for a street record, I will go with Havoc before RZA. RZA, I wouldn't. I think you would go with Primo for a street record before RZA. I don't characterize RZA as making street records because his sound was so. It's hip hop, but it's dirty, it's grimy, but it is different, man. With him, like his sound is on some other stuff. Like to me, like when he makes beats, he's very similar as far as being weird to like Dilla. And I'm not comparing the two, but I'm just saying as far as how they beat,
Dilla's dope.
Dilla is dope, but I wouldn't call him a street producer. Like their sounds are different.
His sounds, he has some dirty, chopped up samples, all on purpose type shit.
And that's wrong. But that's what I'm talking about, that gulliness. Like, all right, let me give you, if I was to sit here and just tell you, just anything off the first Wu-Tang album. The Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with.
Dope.
To Protect Your Neck, to Cream, to Can It Be So Simple. But then let me get into the Raekwon album, the Rainy Days, you know, the Jizz's chest boxing.
Yeah.
And I'm keeping it light right now. I'm keeping it real light right now.
Well, look at you, Ice Cream.
Huh?
Yeah.
I said ice cream.
You said Ice Cream?
I said cream, ice cream, yeah.
And they played that in the battle.
Yeah.
He played that in the battle.
Yeah, absolutely. And everything that RZA played, because I think the thing with me, why I felt RZA, basically a lot of people said it was really Wu-Tang against Premier, because he fits the sound of Wu. And that's what affected a lot of those MCs, that when RZA didn't do their production, they didn't sound the same.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Nah, man. Let me tell you something.
Wait. Does that
Raekwon sounded dope on the Outkast record.
And
no. That's not what I'm saying.
And hold up, make a quick point, because Primo played it in the battle, and I don't know why he played it, because you shouldn't play in the battle. Above the Clouds with Inspector Deck. Deck killed it.
Dope.
Killed it.
He did.
So
he did.
I won't say they don't sound the same without RZA. Do they sound? It's just like Snoop and Dre. Snoop sounds dope without Dre, but there's something about Dre that brings Snoop out, and it's the same thing when it comes to Wu-Tang and the RZA, because like I said,
that goes back to that standard.
Deck was on Pete Rock album too, and Deck killed it.
Deck is one of the most underrated MCs.
I agree.
This is what I was telling Red the other day about Primo. Primo, I guess what I was trying to say is, Primo has a signature to all his tracks. The majority.
He does.
He has some different shit. He does have some different shit.
He does.
But the RZA had more of a derivative to different shit. Somewhere, I don't know, it was something different. You could tell, like, yo, that has to be RZA, but like
you didn't know
the song that he did in the Wu album, Shame on a Nigga. It's different from Seventh Chamber. It's different from
Liquid Swords.
Method Man.
Liquid Swords sounds totally different from any other Wu-Tang album, and that's the first song he started off with. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to tell Red the other day. I'm trying to tell y'all,
what?
Even though he produced for the Wu, trust me, I can hear Nas on one of those tracks somewhere.
Well, you did. You heard him. You heard Nas on Verbal Intercourse.
Let's talk about that right there, because RZA put that up, which is probably one of the best. And I ain't saying because Nas my favorite artist. I ain't being biased. He put that song up, and Primo put up one of my favorite Nas songs. Nas is Like, and I had a hard time picking. At first, I was just like Verbal Intercourse, got it.
Verbal Intercourse.
Yeah, but it was like, damn, both of them songs are dope. But it was people just like, oh, Nas is Like, because the other song, because Nas is Like a bigger hit. Man, you can't just throw it away like that, because Nas killed that verse, and that beat was crazy.
See, this is what I was saying. When people looked at that battle right there, Primo had so much shit that people wanted to hear that he didn't play because how much shit he produced.
Same thing with RZA too.
Yeah, no, just and we'll see. A lot of the RZA shit outside of the realm was probably never heard. Like and I'm not talking about Killer Army. I ain't talking about the Killer Bees. I'm not talking about the Wu affiliates either. You know what I'm saying? How much production out, and he even said it, but really, how much production outside of Wu or Wu affiliates did RZA do?
I don't think
that was heard. That was heard. Let me say that was put out to the public.
I really think that he has so much to do with artists inside that camp. He ain't focused on going outside like Primo did.
And then he went to movies. So remember, that's another thing he brought up.
And not even that. You got to think about it like this. In the 90s, everybody was keeping it in the family. Everybody was trying to outdo everybody. You know what I'm saying? That's why you don't see a lot of these guys going with this guys. Everyone was against each other. Like Boot Camp Clique was doing their own thing. Rockefeller was doing their own thing. Right. Bad Boy was doing their own thing.
And I won't disagree with that.
Family.
Everybody was doing their own thing. So,
and that's what made the 90s so versatile and great, because the chemistry that these camps developed came through in the music. The chemistry was phenomenal, from Rough Riders to Rockefeller to Dungeon to, listen, I'll say it to y'all, and I know you recorded
that shit, bro.
I'm not a big No Limit fan. I'm not a big fan of No Limit.
Same
I do like
Beats by the
quite
pound.
a bit of the music. But individual artists, I have a handful that I rock with. But Beats by the Pound was monsters.
Yeah, they were.
They showed off.
Yeah.
Especially on that Ghetto Dope album.
Yeah.
Yeah. So did their music alone make you be like, all right, Silk, I think probably was the weakest link.
He was trash.
Out of that camp.
He's probably like the worst.
And wait. I like Silk when he didn't go commercial. I like him on the TRU album.
Yeah, that one he actually stood out.
His style, it was weird, but it was dope. But when he went commercial, that nigga, I don't know, that shit threw me off. Like, this shit is corny.
Commercial, uncommercial, he was trash.
Even when Manny Fresh and them came out, it was like, who the fuck is this?
You know what? It was the same thing with them. I didn't like Cash Money at all, and it was just I liked the beats, but it took me years to actually like. All right, they're not that bad.
That's my point, and this just goes to show where the bars were set and the standards in hip hop production.
Yeah, but it was the same thing with Manny Fresh too. Manny Fresh only did stuff for No Limit. And it was saying that, that kind of hurt him when he went up with the battle against Scott Storch. I don't think he should have went up in
Cash Money.
Huh?
You mean for Cash
Man.
Oh, I said No Limit, my bad. Yeah, the stuff he did for Cash Money, like, I don't think he should have went up against Scott Storch because it's two different kind of producers. Manny stayed in that one camp.
Scott Storch is better off going at it with Pharrell.
Nah, Pharrell need to go against Kanye.
No. How about Ross? How about Ross and Jeezy or T.I. One of those?
Ooh. Hold on. We gotta give applause on that one. Oh my goodness. Let this ride. Oh man.
Oh man.
We're gonna hold on with that one though.
Ross and Jeezy? Who y'all got for that? Who y'all got?
Ross and Jeezy, man. I think I'm going with Ross.
I don't know.
Because Ross gave you damn, man. I think Ross
I don't know.
He gave you that Justice League type of sound with the orchestrated tracks. He gave you trap music, and he gave you like different shit.
You know what?
But then again, I think I don't know. I like the Justice League styles, the Maybach music.
I think
the album.
I think you convinced me. I think I'm going with Ross too.
To see the album, what's the name of that? Deeper Than Rap.
Yeah.
That's when he showed that side of these motherfuckers in MC.
Yeah, I agree with that. He bought that he bought the Justice League sound in there, and he adapted to that, and he grew as an artist lyrically. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just that dope boy rap on every song like how he used to. He picked it up on that album right there, put him up to like elite status. That as far as I'm concerned.
In this time of hip hop, he showed that he can do different styles. And I'm gonna tell you, boy, he murdered the fucking trap music.
Bro, we all spent. Well, y'all are from here. I spent a lot of time down there. If you knew anything about Ross from day one, you knew he was a dope MC. I mean, man, from the Carol City Cartel projects, man. I mean, I always say this and bring this song up, and I'm trying to get my hands on it again. But there's a song they got called "Letter to the Industry." Him, Gunplay, and Torch. If I can find that fucking record, I'm still looking for it.
Is this before he signed the deal with Def Jam?
This is before. This is before. What was the first one? His first single.
So this was before Hustling.
Yeah, this was before Hustling, man. This is when the mixtapes was going through the hood. You know what I'm saying?
I have a quick. That's when he was Teflon. He was signed to Swap House at the time.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what he was signed to. My point is, you knew the man had skills.
So who you got?
And I seen it.
So who you got, Red, in that battle? They decided to do a battle out of Ross and Jeezy.
Oh, man. Honestly, I would have to hear what the fuck they gonna play. And see, this is why.
You gotta play your smashes. You gotta play your best songs. That's the thing. When you do these battles,
yeah, but that's not what's happening. That's not what's happening. I think what they're doing is they're calling it verses, but I think it's more of let's just entertain the people. I don't think it's I'm out here trying to do it this way and do it that way. Because Preem, there was so much shit Primo could have played if it was about play your best shit. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't go hard. I know he did.
No, he didn't. That's why I say RZA went harder. Like, because for another example, he played a Big L record. Why? And that's that record was weak compared to what RZA played. Like, and then just to get a rep, that song is dope, but it didn't go with what RZA played.
He did it for the love, man. Let me play shit, man.
I think that's what it was all about. I think to me, that's what it all boiled down to was the love. And I'm with Cisco on that because that's why I stopped counting. I'm like, you know what? Yeah. These niggas ain't really trying to do it.
Yeah, I stopped counting.
You know, they're not trying to do it.
I stopped counting for the love, but you could see his reaction when RZA first played Liquid Swords. He was like, whoa, you gonna start off like that? Oh, okay.
He was dope as fuck.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
I'm out there, bro.
I'm telling you, RZA came prepared, and you could hear Preem, who was like, oh, man, I'm just dragging stuff out the folders. Like, he was just, like, taking it light. RZA playing music and his kids dancing in the living room and stuff. Like, he came to tear that nigga head off. But, like you said.
That's why I like he played. I like he played that full world.
But I think that's what he had, you know. And Preem has so much shit. Like, right now, this one, I'm gonna throw this out here.
You still ain't pick who you pick out of Jeezy and Ross, though.
That Jeezy, listen, that Jeezy and that Ross would be good.
Who you got?
People got hella hits, dog.
Who you got?
Yeah, man.
I got Ross.
I don't know.
Because if they doing the same way they doing it, look, get your best 20 songs. Your best 20 songs. I like.
Oh, Jeezy got some track, dog.
Oh, he do.
I like Ross. But Jeezy, most of his albums, those shit ain't got no low energy, dog. That first album is a super classic.
I had put you onto that album. I remember that. But let's think about it. Jeezy would have to play features too, because he ain't got as many good albums as Ross do. Let's just keep it a buck. How many good albums?
I think Ross got more albums.
Ross got more albums. Ross got better albums.
Jeezy's first 3 or 4 were out of control.
Yeah. But we're talking about the songs. 20 songs.
20 songs. I don't think he got 20 songs that can outdo Ross. Yeah.
Let's go for the first album. He got Hustling. He got Push It to the Limit. We could go to the second album. And
hey man.
He got that shit with what's up?
Don't mean to cut you off. The production on the first album is dope.
On what album?
Yeah. Especially for when it came out.
Which album?
I listen to that shit now. The Port of Miami. I listen to that shit right now. Still.
The fuck out of the album.
Let me tell you something.
Still get the same feeling as if I heard it for the first time.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. When that album came out, I didn't like it.
I know you did.
I didn't like it when it first came out. You know what I'm saying? It just sounded like a local album. As time,
and that's why I liked it, because it actually showed people the other side of Miami.
Yeah, it did. But you
know, like when you know, correct. Like everybody always, when I talk to people, they be like, "Yo, South Beach, yo, this, that." I was like, yo, Miami is more than that bullshit, man. And Ross painted the picture of the poverty, the hood. Ross brought that real side of Miami that is what hip hop is built on. Your struggle. You understand what I'm saying? And he painted such a fucking picture that it was just like, and because me being from New York and then spending all this time here, living here, I was like, dude, this motherfucker painted a hell of a picture. So me being in the middle of both, I appreciated it because I was like, if I was an out of towner and then came down here and see, I'd be like, damn, this nigga had a paintbrush and that project was just him painting on a canvas. I'm gonna tell you how my Carol City is. And see, running through Carol City, knowing most of the shit, it was like, wow, that's what it was with New York hip hop. You understand? That's what it is about West Coast hip hop. When you talking about the hood and motherfuckers are sitting there seeing it, living it, loving it.
Yeah, you familiar with it. That's what it was.
Relate to it.
If you can relate
to it. They can relate to it.
Yeah, you definitely can relate to the album. I just, at the time, I didn't like it. Like, the production was good. Like, years later, it grew on me because I went back to it.
It's one of those outgrowing you. That's what people did to Reasonable Doubt. They shitted on Reasonable Doubt.
I don't know about that.
Time it was released because of Ready to. Yeah, because Ready to Die.
What happened?
Nah, I don't know.
Ready to Die was out.
I think when Reasonable Doubt came out, they loved it when it first came out.
No, they didn't. That's why. That's why.
Hey, Rell, listen. When I bought that album, I listened to that album 3 times, and I listened to that shit ever again.
This is why Jay said on Volume 2, I dropped Reasonable Doubt. Y'all didn't appreciate it until the second one came out.
Yeah, because that second
those record sales didn't. The record sales was not to where
the record
an interview.
Yeah, the record
There's an interview of Jay-Z. He said he wasn't going to. He said that the second album, the album after that didn't do good. He wasn't going to rap no more. This is why he fought Dame Dash so hard for the rights to that record, that album, because that album was better than people gave it credit for. The credit got overshadowed. It was overshadowed, or people were looking above it because Big's Ready to Die was out, and Big was the biggest thing in New York, man.
That's a big challenge for Jay-Z at the time.
That album,
that was the biggest thing in New York.
That album was dope. And the thing, what happened was the same thing that happened with Nas. Only thing difference with Nas was with Illmatic, it leaked out, but it didn't sell. But everyone was saying, "Yo, this is a great album off rip." And then later on, it sold.
That was a classic.
You know what I'm saying? So
I think it didn't sell because at the time
it leaked.
The marketing and she started going mainstream, dog.
No. That wasn't it. That wasn't it.
Because you don't. What's mainstream about the album?
What about
At
Nas?
least Ready to Die. Yeah, it don't have nothing mainstream to it, dog.
But he was on
the hip hop was never mainstream at that time.
Okay, but I'm talking about record sales, right? Let me break it down. So when you listen to the Reasonable Doubt album, he had hits that easily could go on the radio and help the record sales.
True.
But Big was out, man. You're not listening to me, man. Big had Unbelievable on the radio. He had Juicy on the radio. Big had Warning on the radio. I'm telling you, because I was back home in New York.
And he had Puff behind him. And he also had guest features on the album. The thing with Nas is Nas was on a major, but the reason why Illmatic didn't sell because everybody anticipated the album, it leaked. So they got it from the leak. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why it ain't sell. If it would have came out, it would have sold. I don't believe that shit. They was waiting.
I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that.
Would he have went platinum like he eventually did? Probably not. Would he have went gold? Yes. They was waiting on him, dog.
Hey. Yeah, but hold up, because I have a story for you. If I'm not mistaken, there's albums like 400 Degrees that they promoted that shit, giving out free cassettes and free CDs, and that shit still sold 4 million copies.
Because you're too far. You too far.
That's later. Yeah, that's later down the line.
It don't.
Yeah, that's later down the line.
You talking about Nas?
Hold on.
You talking about Nas came out like in what? 93, 94? Juvenile came out what, in 98, 99? Like that's a 6 year
Illmatic
difference.
was 90. Illmatic was 94.
Yeah, that's like a 6 year difference.
Ice Cube's album went platinum.
That's Cube though, dog. Cube was already known for NWA.
Okay.
Yeah, Cube. Like you can't do that, Cisco. That ain't
Did
right,
you just
man.
say that, man?
Yeah, that ain't right, man. That ain't right. Well, hold on, I gotta get this sound. I gotta get this sound right here, just for you. You gotta stop.
I was waiting on this West Coast shit. Check it out, man.
Hold up. Listen to the album. Go back when we finish and listen to the Illmatic album.
Okay.
I don't need to.
He doesn't have a song on there that mainstream can help it.
Shit, me. Okay.
The world is yours.
Listen,
the world is yours.
Hold on.
The world is yours.
Yeah, but it don't sound mainstream like the way Jay-Z's record on A Reasonable Doubt.
True. Okay, I'll give you that.
Different, dog.
I'll give you that, but
It helps.
I'll give you that. And again,
Especially in them times.
Jay-Z had Mary J. Blige on his first single. That helped too. And then he had Fosse.
Okay, so you answered my question. Exactly. You see now you answered my question. No, I didn't have those tools. It was straight gutter.
Let me talk to y'all about something. I just pulled something up, all right? And now I'm gonna stand a little. I'm gonna correct myself a little bit. Illmatic and Ready to Die both dropped in '94. One Illmatic April '94.
Good comparison. Great.
Ready to Die September '94. Let me explain something to you. What Rell said, to an extent, was true. A lot of Nas's joints leaked, but so did Big. Because now I'm gonna tell you something. By the time the album came out in September, in April, when Illmatic dropped, On the Streets of New York was playing already, was juicy. Already was playing Unbelievable. They were already playing the What with Redman and him. That's that Fuck the World, Don't Ask Me for Shit. Everything you got. So by this time, they got 3 singles killing the streets for the summer at the same time Nas's album was out.
That shit makes you want to write a fucking album, though.
The anticipation for Big's album was bananas, and it started to overshadow Illmatic.
So it answers my question.
Yeah.
It answers. So listen to the records you named. Then you got Juicy.
No, I said those 3.
Yeah, but yeah, he just said it. He
said those 3.
Two
Juicy,
of the songs.
Unbelievable, and the What?
So when you listen to an album like Nas, to the hip hop head, it's a classic, but it's not an album that he have songs that's gonna help it sell.
Is it a?
It's gonna stay in the street.
Is it a Main Street album? No. You gotta think about it too. Big first single, Juicy, is a sample, a popular sample. That was the point of Puff doing this, of putting it on the radio. So he has Puff a monster behind him promoting it. So is Illmatic a mainstream album? No, but was it something that wasn't? But was it an album that was anticipated? If people bootleg the album because they wanted to hear it, that mean they wanted it. If they didn't want it, they wouldn't have did it.
Yeah, but still though.
He would have at least went gold.
That fucking Wicked guy. Listen, dog.
I'll tell you right now.
No. I'm saying he went platinum over the years. But I'm saying when the album debuted, he would have eventually went gold at least. He would have went that much.
And you know why? You just answer the question.
All right, here.
You don't have records on the album to help it.
You gotta remember too. People back then went to go buy records. That helps too.
See, that's a different thing.
You see what I'm saying? People, in order for you to hear an album, you had to go buy it. It ain't like now where you.
And then you gotta forget. But hold on, Cisco, you gotta keep in mind too, man. They were selling $5 copies on the bootleg on the corner in your hood in New York, man. I mean, you had the little dudes out there with the little bootleg cassettes of the Nas Illmatic.
It is documented.
Instead of paying that $9.99, and it's undocumented.
It is well documented that No, ain't no excuses. It's well documented that Illmatic is the most bootleg album in history, in rap history. That's a fact.
I'm gonna tell you like this. Look,
they bootleg fucking Ready to Die too.
Nah, man.
Not like Nas. Not like Nas, man. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It wasn't like that.
Trust me, if that album would have had the records like the second one, it would have did good.
No, man. Listen,
it had better. It had records for the radio.
It did. It did.
Yo, dog,
but it's what I'm saying.
Yo, Cisco, hold on. I got a question. Sorry, bro. 1 minute. Why are you so stuck on something hitting the radio? Hip hop wasn't about the rate. No, listen, man. Listen. Hip hop was not about radio. You got to remember the transition that hip hop made. Now I'm gonna go back to EPMD. EPMD said, dog, and 30 days later, the LP went gold. Going gold for hip hop was platinum. There was a point. Listen, let me finish. There was a point where crossing over was taboo in hip hop.
Yes.
Like they even made a song called Crossover. So by the time Nas and them the big decisions to cross over was like Nas. Remember, his first single was Halftime. Now you heard Nas first on Live at the Barbecue.
Hold on, let me stop you right there. That's what I was gonna say, Red. That's the difference between Nas and Big. When he did Back to the Grill. First, when he did Breaking Atoms. They were like, who is this? Then when he did Back to the Grill, they was like, who the hell is this? So from those only two features, he was already the most entertaining. It was crazy. They wasn't looking at Big like that. Big first songs.
We didn't even hear Big. We didn't hear of Big at that time.
Big wasn't like, you heard him on Heavy D and stuff like that, but they was not checking for Big like that. That's what I'm trying to tell you, Cisco. When Nas did those two features, and then like Red said, when he did Halftime, they was like, yo, we got to get this album.
We got to get this nigga. And that being on, I think, the Zoolander soundtrack. Yep. That was a soundtrack.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken.
Not Zoolander, Zebrahead. It was on the Zebrahead soundtrack.
Zebrahead, my bad.
So they was waiting on this dude.
Something with a Z.
Yeah,
we wanted Nas so bad, man, when Halftime came out. Like it was that beat, the beat was bananas. So now here, platinum for hip hop wasn't even like when you said gold, that was platinum in hip hop.
Yeah.
Right? Now, what Diddy learned being under Andre Harrell at Uptown and bringing out Mary, Jodeci, learning with Head, the Dougie, like Rubies and shit. He learned so much from Andre Harrell.
Hey, did you not realize y'all giving me the reason what I'm saying?
No, let me finish.
I got even.
You keep talking about.
I got even better reason. A lot of people don't know this. Yeah. If you listen to Rick, because remember, Puff was with Uptown and Big was signed with Puff at Uptown, right?
I know you took the words right out of my mouth, but I was going to say, go ahead.
So if you notice, half of the album, Big is rapping fast, and half of the album, Big is rapping slow. Half of the album was done at Uptown. The second half was done.
Half the people never. Yo, listen. I guarantee
half was on Bad Boy.
Hip hop never heard that album. You heard me?
Hey,
80% of hip hop has never heard Big's album from Uptown.
No, but some of it is on.
The only song y'all probably.
Some of it is on Ready to Die.
They probably only heard two songs. No, they probably only heard two songs: "Party and Bullshit" and "Dreams of Fucking R&B Bitch."
And nobody was checking for Big like that when Party and BS came out. Like how they was with Nas.
Because it was on Who's the Man.
Nobody was checking. Nobody was checking for Big like that. When Nas came out, they were checking for him.
So that shit didn't sound like nothing to look for, bro.
That's my point.
When Puff took Big from Uptown. Now remember, Big's Ready to Die 2 years later. Puff was like, "Yo, we got to do something different." And this is where the concept, obviously, he wanted something for the streets. So Preem gave him Unbelievable. You understand? So you got Unbelievable.
Even before that, Red, he did the Supercat remix. That gave him a little buzz. That appearance on the Supercat remix.
But Right. So Puff was introducing it. Puff totally changed Big's style for the Bad Boy album, Ready to Die. He totally morphed Big into something different. And when Big came, he was like, yo, we got Nas was the standard. And he basically was like, dog, if you gonna do this, you gotta nudge Nas a little bit, or at least, get on that level.
Let me tell you something. Everybody.
I'm gonna say something behind that.
Go ahead.
See, like, you have records that sometimes they could be street and at the same time radio.
Like
I'm
Big.
sorry to keep using the same radio. Huh?
Like Biggs. Go ahead.
Like Big. That's why he had that. He was fortunate to have that. Nas didn't have that shit.
Correct,
This album was one direction, the street.
Because it was hip hop. That's how hip hop. This is how hip hop was looked at.
And I know that. And the reason why those record sales was high with Biggie, you said it earlier. Records like Juicy.
Yeah, Big.
Why are you talking about the sales? I'm not even talking about the sales. I'm just talking about the impact.
I'm telling you the same reason Nas' album didn't do so well.
What we're saying, and we're telling you,
shit is an excuse, bro.
Nah, it's not. It's not an excuse. Cisco, you right. You right. No, that's what I'm saying. You right in the sense of, yes, Nas does not have any big quote unquote radio records. He doesn't. At the most, The World Is Yours would have got played. Yes, you're exactly correct.
It did get played.
But
he had videos for Whose World Is This? Right. He had videos for One Love.
He did.
The
World Is Yours
had
remix.
The halftime.
Yeah. It ain't hard to
and
tell
then he had
first
the
song.
And ain't hard to tell he had a video. And listen, let me tell you something, Cisco. What was driving the streets crazy in New York, because he had the sample of Yearning for Your Love, was a joint with AZ, Life's a Bitch. So listen, he had plenty of shit on there, man.
Yeah, but those type of records, when you listen to it, compare it to, like, I'm going to keep saying it, bro.
Look, this is what happened.
The fucking record with Biggie. What's the name of the record? Big Papa.
Yeah, he had hit singles, right.
When you have shit like that on your album,
you have a better chance. Look, Nas had the streets, Biggie had the streets and the radio. That's the difference. But we cannot act like that him being bootleg heavy, the most in history, didn't have anything to do with that. We cannot take that away. We cannot say that's an excuse.
And I'm with you on that.
That played his part. I'm with you, Cisco. Huh?
No, man.
That's not true, dog.
Cisco, you got to remember something, man. Only real music connoisseurs go buy the albums out the store so they can read the inserts and the credits. Oh, motherfucker, instead of me paying $10, I give you $5. I get to hear the same shit. Man, I'm telling you, in the hood, niggas is dropping.
And
that's in New York, man. The music only sell in New York, man. This shit big space, bro.
And let's be honest.
Let's keep it.
Let's be.
I'm glad you said that.
Let's be honest. Like, okay, who's more popular out of the two? Till this day, who's more out of Big and Nas? Let's keep it a buck. Who's more popular out of the two artists? And you know what I'm saying? Who's more popular? Nas is
at
not.
What point though? What point we talking?
As far as when both albums came out the same year. Who's more popular?
No, they didn't come out the same year.
Oh, Nas was popular, man.
But who's more popular out of the two till this day?
Big became more popular, bro.
He's more popular than Nas.
More popular, man.
Yeah, and I keep saying that. I keep saying he had Puff behind him. Nas didn't have anybody behind him. So that makes a difference.
He didn't. And then on top of it,
that's not excuses. It's the truth.
I'm not comparing millions to a Go album. I'm talking about the reason why it didn't sell. It has to do with the music.
It didn't have any radio singles. Yes, I agree with you.
The vocals. It's the production. The fact of that album that worked, that shit just didn't. It got stuck there. I don't give a fuck how many bootlegs.
Wait. What album got stuck? Illmatic?
That Illmatic got stuck in them chairs there for a long time.
When that album came out, they was already crowning him king. When it came out, that album never got stuck.
But did you just say that the album didn't do good itself?
Yes, because it got heavily bootlegged. Not because it didn't sound good.
Man, let me tell you something, dog. I remember when I heard a fucking album, somebody called, I would have bought my own shit. That's bullshit. I don't know if I
Cisco, you upset the dog in the background. The dog getting mad in the background.
Hey, Bug, close your door.
You making that dog mad with that stuff you saying.
Hey, listen, man. Let me Cisco, you got my dog in here going crazy because my dog is like bugging the fuck out.
Listen. To this day, and Big's been going 20-some years ago. He is more popular than Nas. He has more radio mainstream records than Nas. Probably got maybe 2 songs like Girls Like. Big. You answering
my question though.
This is the thing. I never said you wasn't wrong. I'm just saying you're wrong as far as, hey, the bootlegs are an excuse. Dog, that makes a difference, dog. It makes a difference.
That's bullshit though.
He just not. So what he did was, once he seen what happened with Illmatic, I'm gonna go get Steve Stout. I'm gonna go get the Trackmasters. What is his first single? If I Ruled the World. Why? Because he got a sample. He sampled Curtis Blow. Let me go get Lauryn Hill on the hook. Bam. There you go.
You say the same thing I'm saying. If that first album would have been polished like the second one, we won't be having this conversation. But check this out. Now, I'm gonna get him right now. I'm gonna get him right now. Now, hold up. The second album to get bootleg.
Not like the first one. That's what I was about to say. Even though, listen. Now hold up. No, but check it out. Now he got Trackmasters. His song is on the radio. It sold 2 million. It sold out the gate 2 million records, more than Illmatic.
I don't want to hear that shit.
No,
it sold 2 million.
No, hold on. But hold on.
They got 5 producers for one album.
Okay, so but listen, he got an all-star producer on Illmatic, right? He got Trackmasters to pretty much do his whole second album, most of it. Executive produce. What album are they still saying is the greatest hip-hop album of all time? They're not saying it was written. They still say Illmatic.
I say it.
You see what I'm saying?
A lot of people say either one.
Illmatic.
I know people that say it was written like me. I say it was written as best one.
I hear people say that too. It's a great album, but it's not better than Illmatic.
What?
His first album is his classic, because that's how we see it as hip-hop is.
No, it's just a classic.
But that's what we're talking about. Yeah. Listen, man, wait a minute. Okay. Are we straddling the line in this conversation? Because this is where I'm like, okay, Cisco, I think you got one foot on this side.
He painted that picture of the streets of New York.
Okay.
The way Ross painted the streets of Miami.
What's wrong with that?
To an extent, absolutely.
What's wrong with that,
That's why the album, there's nothing wrong with that. What I'm trying to say is that's where it stayed at. In the way the album was produced and polished.
But this is polished. Okay.
So y'all, if that first album would have came out, I'm proving y'all.
Yo, you're proving Rell's point. The same thing Rell. No, the same thing about Rell.
What I'm trying to say is that all that bullet shit is a fucking excuse.
That is not an excuse, bro.
Cisco, we
because they bullet the second one too.
But they didn't bootleg it like the first one. That's the thing. They didn't bootleg it like the first one. That's all we saying. Like what you said.
How many albums? So let me ask you a question. How many albums that it was written and sold?
It sold 2 million.
I'll tell you in a second.
2 million records.
I'll tell you in a second.
It sold 2 million records.
Hold on.
How long did it take?
I don't know, but he sold a lot of records out the gate.
Cisco. Because of If I Ruled the World, it went platinum out the gate.
You see what I'm saying? So then eventually it sold 2 million records, so platinum out the gate.
What I'm saying?
Cisco.
No, do you see what I'm saying?
Dog.
He doesn't have a record on the first album like the second one because the hit is a hit.
Cisco, I said that. I never.
No. I disagree.
I said that. He got Trackmasters, he got hits, but that first album was heavy bootleg, and even though he sold 2 million with the second one, it's still not mentioned like Illmatic.
How about this? I have a question, Cisco. Since bootleg don't mean shit, why is it illegal?
That's
all we said.
That's all we saying. Taking fucking money, man.
That's all we saying.
Money. If 4 million people spent $4, $5, whatever it was selling in their hood for the record, and then only 2 million actually went to the store, that's $4 million.
That makes a difference, man.
But don't sit there and tell me that because it was heavily bootleg only in New York that shit only sold 200,000.
I never said only in New York. I'm just telling you how the niggas in New York did it. It was bootleg.
Man, bootleg's been happening for a long time.
But to come to a conclusion, we're gonna come to a conclusion. Look, you're absolutely right. Yes, Big had bigger hits in the first one already that album than Illmatic, but every time they bring up,
that's a different narrative.
It is.
Let me ask you a question. When that album came out, what you said happened with that album, Illmatic?
What happened?
I've been trying to tell you for 10 minutes.
Go ahead, briefly. Go ahead.
I got it pulled up.
Go ahead.
Listen, fam. The album debuted at number 12 in the U.S. on Billboard 200.
Okay.
Illmatic, selling 59,000 copies. All right? Ready to Die. Peak at number 15.
Whoa, 15?
On the Billboard 200. Yes. It was subject to a critical acclaim, soon the commercial success. Now notice, 3 singles were released from the album. Juicy, Big Papa, One More Chance, and then a promotional track, Wanted. These niggas put out 4 joints.
You know what helped him?
Listen.
I'm trying to tell you.
What helped him?
What you telling me is Puff took his record label experience and was like, when I'm getting ready to put every experience that I learned from Andre Harrell and Uptown, which I told you before when he said we're going to release. Big's first album would not have touched Illmatic. I promise you.
Listen,
Big's first album would not have touched Illmatic.
Listen, we listen.
Bro, that's what I've been trying to tell you. If the album would have better hit records, it would have helped the sales regardless of the bootleg.
Listen, Puff is the difference. You gotta look at it like this. Puff is the difference, and around that time, Puff name was crazy out there. Puff had just did
Barry, Jodeci.
Yeah, he did come and talk to me remix. Like his name was out there. Like,
crazy.
Hey, can you press that button? I need a crowd to laugh with me.
You did what?
What you laughing for?
What?
This is crazy.
Hey, goddamn, bro. Hey, dog. The more y'all niggas talk, the more I know I'm right.
Dog, we got to get off of this. Listen, we got to get off of this. Look, again, we gonna get off of this. We do agree. Puff was a monster. They put up singles, but that doesn't. But when they say greatest hip hop of all time, Illmatic still comes up as well as Ready to Die. But Illmatic comes up more often. With no radio play. So what does that tell you? No radio play, and it's still the greatest hip hop.
I agree with it. I like that shit more than Reasonable Doubt, to be honest.
I agree with you on that. I'm with you on that. Nah, that's the best thing you said all day.
You like what better than Reasonable Doubt?
Hey, dog. We're talking about one thing. Another, dog. The Illmatic. Illmatic is one of the greatest classics.
Yes.
I put that shit up there with the Chronic.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's get off.
And I'm gonna tell you something, though.
Go ahead.
But we're gonna close it. All I was saying is, if that album, they would have had more singles to push it, regardless of the bootleg, they would have hit that goal sooner.
We don't know that though. You know why?
I know that shit.
Now you know why? Let me tell you, because it was made for what it was supposed to do.
Exactly. That's been my point. When the artist was focusing on making hip hop records, Nas was in the transition of hip hop. He was the bridge between this sound and then this new sound. So, you know, he wanted to keep it like hip hop as we knew it. Puff was in a state of mind of, we got to change the fucking game. And that's where the true state of mind
changed the game, though.
Yeah,
he changed the game.
I know.
He changed the game. Well, he was just missing those records to break themselves that he needed.
Because hip hop wasn't when Nas was working on it. When Nas was working on hip hop at that time, even though it was around the same time, the plans that Puff had for Big, because he had a visionary with him, and as Rell keeps telling you, Nas is just doing what he loves to do, and that's hip hop. That's record music. It's kind of like Big L. I think Big L would have morphed into something special, but all the records you hear from L before his demise is the fact that he's showing off his skills over hip hop beats. That's what Nas did for Illmatic.
Yeah.
And when you talk about a classic hip hop album, that's what Illmatic is. Forget all the commercialism. Forget all of this. Give me some dope beats.
It did what it's supposed to do.
And that's what he did.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we all,
what he did.
So we all for that. Look, we all for that. So how y'all feel about if this 50 and Ja battle, if that happened? Would y'all want to see it, and who you think you win? There we go.
Absolutely.
Who
Why not?
I never liked Ja Rule.
See, this is why I be telling people when we watch these battles, man, get out your feelings, bro.
You gotta, just
I
go.
never liked Ja Rule like his music, so I can't even tell you.
But like you said earlier, it's people that you don't like now, but you know the music is a hit.
You gotta respect the music, man. Ja, niggas gonna stop shitting on Ja Rule.
Who y'all got?
I'm not
gonna act like Ja Rule. We not gonna act like Ja Rule wasn't an A-class artist.
So who you got?
For me, when I hit this,
he gonna say 50. Oh.
Nah, I mean, if I had a gun in my head and if she would have picked one, go with 50. I never listened to Ja Rule only in the radio when they were playing, and I skipped that shit. Cause to me, this voice like a clone of a fake ass DMX. You know what I'm saying? Like this nigga sounded like DMX.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's just how that nigga sounds.
Yeah, and that ain't with that clone shit. I like the original.
I would love to see it.
Red, so Cisco.
I would love to see it.
Cisco clearly doesn't like Ja. I don't know who he's going with. So Red, who?
And to be honest, I think it's good for the hip hop, for the unity.
So
I would love to see it.
Who Red? Who you going with?
Unity, though.
Who you going with, Red?
It's gonna be good. Listen, to be totally honest, it'd be better play the whole Get Rich or Die Trying album, big.
Yeah, he'll lose.
He'll win. Fuck you mean?
No, I'm talking about 50.
You're saying 50 will win.
50 gonna lose. He gonna don't Ja Rule have more hits? If he's going by hits?
Yeah.
That's what it's about, right? 20 records?
Yeah.
Yeah. 20 records, and that's what
I'm agreeing with you.
Now,
but then again, they got if you're not familiar with 50 Street shit now, we're not gonna do this. So this is gonna be interesting because Ja Rule from his first song, Holla, he's on the Jay-Z, he got features too.
Now,
so they both got features. They got a lot of records. Don't forget, Hate It or Love It.
Right.
They got a lot of records.
But I'm gonna ask you like how you asked me about Havoc Beats. Can we actually sit here and honestly say that there are 50 songs that we like?
I might be close to it. I really might be. Close.
Oh, shit.
I don't think
but I'm a 50 fan. And for me, I would have to go back to 50's mixtapes. Like, when 50 was real hungry. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And right before Get Rich or Die Trying, he got Hate It or Love It. He got the joints he did with Game. He got Candy Sick, Window Shopper.
He would have to play.
Got I Get Money.
Yeah, he would have to
get it in.
Play different features. He got
he's on some shit, man.
Listen, this who
the only nigga I wouldn't want to see in this shit is Jay.
Nah, he wouldn't waste his time, but we're not even gonna go there. But I would personally.
Honestly, I'll leave him out of it.
Yeah,
I'll leave him out of it.
Yeah,
it's not even fair.
He won't. No, but this who I got.
The man
who you got?
I like Fifth. I like Fifth. Always been a Fifth fan, but I think Ja got him. And I like I'm not like these fans who got fickle. Like, cause what happened was
how many albums you have?
For Ja?
What?
How many albums? Yeah, how many Ja?
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Ja has better albums than 50 do. Nobody won't admit that.
No, I didn't say that. I said how many?
Oh, what you mean? Nobody want to admit that?
Nobody
Listen,
wants to admit.
Outside of 50-second album, it was like, okay, yeah, you might put one or two out of here. You got 1, 2, 3.
Name me other albums about 50 besides the first album. Name me the albums.
No, Ja got 7.
Yeah. How many? Damn. How many singles? All you have to see, like, how many singles top Ja has against 50 Cent.
All right. Let's do this.
See,
what 50 better do? What 50 better do is not play in the club first.
He better. That's
play
last.
That shit later.
That's last because Ja ain't got nothing for that.
Bullshit.
What? Can I get her?
For that song. What he got for that song?
For In the Club.
So he better save that shit.
Ja don't got nothing for In the Club. And I think Ja beat him. But for In the Club, he has nothing that can beat that.
All right, that might be one round you might give up.
He need to save those records.
Damn,
let me ask you a question. How this shit goes?
Well, how it goes
so
is...
they count the hits?
Well...
It has to be in the radio? It could be
No. They pick what they want to play.
Yeah. They say pick your 20 best songs that you feel are 20 of your best songs. And I think that's where Primo messed up on and also Manny Fresh. They didn't always play their best songs. So Ja has to play 20 of his best songs. He can't play his favorites. He got to play his best songs in order to beat 50.
And it has to be solo songs too, right?
No, nope. it could be songs that you don't. Yeah, so like Rell said, if 50 play Hate It or Love It, I don't know if Ja got anything for Hate It or Love It.
That's game song.
Yeah, he got to live it up. He got some joints that can.
That's game. That's not his song. That's the game song.
Right, but he's a feature. That's how they do it. You could do features. You could do that. He could play his verse. You know what I'm saying? Like he could play.
I'm thinking the issue song.
Nah, you could play like features. Like he could play like the joint he did with Kim, Magic Stick. He on that song. You know what I'm saying? Like,
all right, here.
Oh yeah.
Check this out. Let me see. I'm gonna try to do it like this. This is a list I got from 50. He got the Jeremiah feature 50 Down on Me, In the Club, Disco Inferno, How We Do, Just a Little Bit, Pimp, Magic Stick, 21 Questions, State of the Love It, Candy Shop, Wankster.
I'm about to change my answer.
Ayo Technology.
I'm about to change my answer.
He got Love Rent. He got Love Rent.
Many Men.
He got Out of Control with Mobb Deep. He got Crack the Bottle with Dre, 50 Cent, Eminem.
I ain't like that
song. So Seductive. He got So Seductive, Best Friend, Encore. I Get Money.
You would put that in there as one of your top 20 songs? I wouldn't.
Which one?
Crack a Bottle. That song, that's not one of his best 20.
Nah, I won't put that in. I'm just going down the list. He
Actually,
got
look.
How about Window Shopping? Window Shopping.
He could do that.
Window Shopper.
Hey,
Baby by Me.
And he'll beat him if he play I Smell, Is That You, Irv? I Smell, Is That You, Ja? If he play that, it's over.
Yeah.
That's over.
He could play Back Down.
He could play that too.
He could play that Back Down record.
You say Many Men?
He could play.
Listen.
But he could play Many Men, probably his best song.
These are no features. It's In the Club, Disco Inferno, How We Do. Well, okay, Just a Little Bit, Pimp, 21 Questions.
You know what?
How We Do is that's a game too. Hate It or Love It is a game.
I'm gonna change my answer.
He got Candy Shop.
I'm going.
He got Candy Shop. That's 6. 50 got Wankster. That's 7.
I'm gonna change my
Out of Control featuring Mobb Deep. That's 8. Can't Put So Seductive. Best Friend featuring Olivia. That's 9. I Get Money.
I want to play that.
10. You got to though. If we just going like right now. Baby by Me featuring Neo. Window Shopper. That's 12. Get Up, 13.
Man, if he play that,
If I Can't,
if he
14.
If he play that, I'm a Man with Chris Brown.
He got Hustler's Ambition.
Hey, if he play
15.
If he play, is it Get Rich Town?
He got Straight to the Bank.
If he play that, if he play the theme song with Power, listen. Forget.
Yeah.
Hey, forget what I had said.
A Big Rich Town.
Forget what I said earlier about Ja winning. I think I got 50 on this one.
Hold on now.
But Ja got some hits. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm about to go down this list on Ja. Okay. Now we got Ja.
Holla holla.
We got holla holla.
Can I get
between me and you?
Between me
always
and you.
on time.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Down for you, mesmerized.
Yeah.
Down that chick. Put it on me.
You can
New
stop.
York.
Just stop right there. Stop. Stop. You ain't even got to go no further. You ain't got to go no more. Them Ja songs is not gonna be 50 songs. Just stop. Listen, I try to take up for the brother. You know what I'm saying? But he's not gonna win this battle.
I'm trying to tell you,
he's not gonna win this. 50 got it. Listen.
And I went down Billboard's list.
Listen,
this is off of Billboard.
You ain't know what song you didn't name? That'll kill him? How to Rob.
What?
How to Rob.
Yeah, see? That's what I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you, man.
It's over. Listen,
and that was off the 50. That was off the 50 unreleased album.
Power of a Dollar. If he plays that,
yep.
Listen, just forget what I said. I try to be, diplomatic and try to get the brother a chance. 50 got it.
You hear the new one, right? The one that they trying to put together right now.
Oh, they doing it. You talking
Dre vs. Diddy.
Ooh. Who y'all got on that?
I already know who Cisco got.
Yeah.
And this is why I said it. Cisco gonna go. Cisco, this nigga here biased like mom.
Yeah, he biased.
They haven't been the.
All right, Cisco. Dre vs. Diddy.
Come on, man.
I think Diddy will beat that.
He know he lying, man. He lying.
No, I'm being honest. Cause think about the type of artist that the Diddy has with the label. He had on the label.
Okay, he had better artists.
Way to look at it.
Think about Dog Pound. How many records, like singles, they really had like that?
Just New York was their biggest record, Dog Pound. But this is the thing about that. This is the thing about that matchup, right? Because everybody knows it's ghost producers for Puff, like the Hitmen. Like, he's not a beat maker, he's a producer. So with that, because if he plays some songs, them other producers are going to say something about it.
No, because this is how they explain it. Puff has the vision, and he tells them how he wants it put together. So all they do is follow his blueprint to put together what he wants.
Right, yeah.
This is how they explain it.
Yeah, he's a producer.
He just don't know how to use the machines, or he may not feel like I ain't got time to use this shit.
He's a song producer.
I believe
Jay does what he does, but physically.
Who's a better producer out of the two? Who's a better producer out of the two?
Ooh. I can't say, dog.
Yes, you can.
I can't say that.
Yes, you can.
No, dog. I can't say that because
you can, dog.
They're so great, dog. They're so great at it, dog. To be honest,
he boy, Red, he tap dancing, man.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you, great, dog. But in the reality, you can't really like.
Are we talking about hands-on producers?
you know what I'm saying? Look, I'll give Dre the credit for making the beats, for he engineers his stuff, he mixes his stuff, like does all that.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. When you telling me producer, it's like, whoa, what are we looking at?
Yeah.
Before I answer this one, because one dude is hands-on from beginning to the end. You know what I'm saying? One dude is in there with you in that lab, and the other dude. Now, Diddy is definitely involved in the mix down and the mastering.
Yeah.
He's definitely involved in that.
I get it. The Dre though. I get it. The Dre.
But he fucking was doing that mix.
Yeah, I get Dre that. But
that's I would have to lean. Now, if you're talking producing records, like, I mean, just make sure. I'm just saying, making sure that it's a hit. You know what I'm saying? Nah.
Yeah,
hey, Dre's there, dog. What he did with Mission Lay on the album, that shit went platinum to DOC.
Listen.
He took a fucking drug dealer, Easy and turned him into this beast between him, Cube, and
DOC. Okay, so I'm glad you added the other two, because he didn't do that by himself.
but he still had to work with him.
Hey, Cisco, I want to pick it back.
He had to pilot him though. Still,
tell me, why don't you just go to the one that is just gonna be untouchable? What he did with Snoop.
Eminem.
What he did with Snoop and Doggy Style was unheard of in hip hop, man.
That's why I say, dog, I can't.
That was fucking unheard of, man.
Because what he did with Biggie, it's like, damn, my nigga, like, you can't really say who's better than
No. Big's first album success is not like Snoop's first album success. It's up there, but it ain't like Snoop's, brother.
Hey, but I'm gonna pick it back what Cisco said.
I'm here to tell you that.
I want to pick it back what Cisco said. Like as far as artists, Puff has a bigger brand than Dre did. Dre has a history of leaving artists on the shelf. Puff has a bigger history of making a nobody into a star. That's what I would say. You know what I'm saying?
And that's what I was saying.
But what do you call the Chronic though?
That's Dre's album. That's Dre's album.
That's Dre's album, but collaboration album. You know what I'm saying?
He turned Stupid to a superstar.
Yeah, he did.
But I also think Snoop. Wait a minute. Whoa. And
he did.
Hit the pause button on that.
He did.
Because I think Snoop also. Oh no, fuck that. I think Snoop helped Dre revive his fucking career.
They helped each other.
Yeah, exactly.
They helped each other.
What are you talking about?
But just that's like Big and Puff helped each other.
Yeah, that was like Batman and Robin.
Yeah, they helped each other.
You can't just flat out say that.
Too bad the DOC got into that accident, bro. What he did with the DOC, that shit, we still talking about the DOC.
Yeah.
It's like Jay-Z mentions and motherfuckers, they mentioned the doc. Imagine if he would have never lost his voice.
Yeah. Hey, who y'all got for that battle coming up, the new battle, Alchemist versus Have? We talked about Havoc earlier. Who y'all got on that one?
I don't know that's official. I think that's a question.
It's
shit.
official.
That would be would be a hell of a battle because people been talking about that matchup for a while. Alchemist and Havoc.
We gonna close out on this one. Who you got? Who y'all got?
Might rock with Alchemist on this
one. Wow.
I want to see a good show.
You will. You will.
Hey, that's the way for him to not answer.
Yeah, you.
Dog is tough.
Listen, two of my favorite producers.
You gotta understand something too, because Havoc has like the most popular hip hop beat in hip hop history. I'm going with Have because I feel like Have don't get enough credit. Yeah, he don't get enough credit, man. And and this is how bad it was with me. Like, rest in peace to P. When I used to listen to the Mobb Deep album, I used to fast forward Have because I didn't care about him lyrically.
Why? I thought Have was dope.
Nah, because P was that nigga. P was just doper. So,
yeah, but
I used to
it was a point.
He got better.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you about to say that. It was a point where I went from fast forward and Have to I went to fast forward and P. Because Havoc lyrics got better later on.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
That Infamy album, that Infamy album, I was like, whoa. Like that whole Jay-Z thing, it kind of messed P up, I think. You know what I'm saying? And Havoc kind of just picked up the pace, but
just picked up the pieces.
Yeah, but like he is very underrated. Like one of the best songs to me that Foxy Brown did. Havoc did a production on the album. I think it's called The Setup on her first album. He killed that beat. Like, he is very underrated, man. Very underrated. Stuff he did for Carl Mega.
If this shit is true,
what, the battle?
This can't be true.
What, the battle?
The following 60 pages and categories. Oh no, I'm trying to find something.
But I'm
just trying to see.
But Al is dope in his own right. Al is dope in his own right, coming from the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? Being under DJ Muggs and then coming in New York and then working with the Mob. Like he got bangers too. And he battled Just Blaze, Alchemist. He battled Just Blaze.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago. He done stuff with a lot of people, man. Alchemist has slept on too. He's working with Griselda real close. So, but I got half on this one.
Speaking of underrated producers, what you say about Daz?
He is.
Oh, okay, here. I found something that'll tell me what Havoc produced.
Huh?
Shit, this shit keep kicking me on.
Didn't Havoc Havoc did that joint on Big Album Last Days with the Locks? Man, come on, man.
That nigga Lucky calling me and shit. Too bad he can't get no.
It's too late now. Look, shout out to Luck. We can send him the link when we finish. We tried to call you earlier, nigga.
Bro.
We tried to call you earlier, nigga. You ain't answer the phone, so forget it.
You ain't that lucky.
My boy Lucky, bro. Hey,
shout out
check
to
this
Lucky.
out, though, man. Shout out. Yeah, man, my brother just called me. Hey, man, I got to get off this phone.
Yeah, we about to get up out of here, man. So, Red, before we go ahead and give your show a shout out, man.
Yo, y'all already know what it is, man. It's your man, Red Beard, a.k.a. Mr. Flynt. Check me out each and every Monday night, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. on excitementradio.com for the Street Corner Radio Show. Me on and popping, live conversation, new music and hip hop. And this is just how we do it, man.
And Cisco, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Don't follow.
Follow me in the same place you're going to follow Red on Monday night. Hey, but Red, check this out, though.
What up?
We got to do this shit again.
We definitely
whenever you're ready, man. All you got to do is call me. I'm down. I mean, listen, call. Matter of fact, shit. I'm trying to figure out. Well, what y'all doing later?
Huh?
What y'all doing later?
Hit me up, man.
I'm not going to be around.
You're not going to be around? All right, so we might do something tomorrow. I want to get this video thing popping.
Okay, hit me up. Everybody out there, listen, this is the Rellcast revised, you know what I'm saying? I've been going for a minute doing the podcast with Wifey, but you can check us out on the Thomas Game Podcast, but this is the Rellcast. You know what I'm saying? You can check us out. And we about to be out. Red Cisco was fun. You know what I'm saying? Hit me up tomorrow. Let me know what y'all want to do.
Yeah, let's go. We can do another part tomorrow.
All right. All right, y'all.
All right.
All right, peace and blessings, King.
Yep.